Hey everyone, welcome into the program. I'm your humble host, Earl Hall. Look, we come to you and bring you testimonials each and every week from clients that are in our program, our automated predictable system, getting appointments booked on their calendars automatically, getting leads coming in like gangbusters for them to be able to sell life insurance to. So if you're a life insurance agent and you're looking to start, build, and grow a successful life insurance business, this is the program you want to make sure you tune into. So let's crack into it. All right, everyone. Thanks once again for tuning into the program today. Again, I'm your host, Earl Hall. We've got a great guest on with us, one of our brand new clients that we have in the AJC program. And I want to welcome to the show Mr. Nate Holloway. Nate, how are you doing today, my friend?
I am doing well. Thank you for asking.
Man, that's awesome, man. Look, you've been in the program just a short while, and we're going to crack into some of that stuff. But let's start here. What got you into the life insurance industry, and how long ago was that?
Well, cumulatively, I'm going on my ninth year. I actually started way back in '99 for about a year and a half.
Ooh,
Then I got away from it for a while, and then I renewed my license in 2015.
okay.
And the reason I got into it is because I'm very entrepreneurial minded,
Mm-hmm.
and I prefer working for myself rather than working for someone else.
Ooh, that sounds
And
familiar to me.
yes, yes. And in terms of financial services, everything is kind of maybe gravitating towards insurance because out of all of the financial professionals I talked with, whether they were advanced advisors or whatever, they're like, well, I did that, but now I'm doing insurance. And you cannot beat the renewals and controlling your own schedule in your life. So to me, it pretty much fit who I am as an individual.
Absolutely. I mean, so you've got a vast amount of experience. Kudos to you for that. So I'll give you a little air horn on that. So you've been in this for a while. You are definitely an OG in this game. You've got the same salt and pepper I got going on in my beard. So, look, you've been in this for a minute. We can tell. What was going on in your life insurance business? Like the ups and downs, the struggles. What was that like before you found us? What was going on, before you came to AJC?
Man, let me tell you, between the SEO, putting up a website, trying to conquer social media,
Mm.
trying to network, buying ads from lead vendors.
Hmm.
I mean, it all sounds great from the beginning, but once you get into the actual middle of it,
Yeah.
you kind of realize that you're really out in the wilderness. I
Mm.
mean, I mean, you're trying to build something from nothing,
Yeah.
and social media is a lot harder to tackle than people think it is, especially when you're trying to get customers.
Yeah.
So those were the challenges I was facing.
So basically, what were you doing? You were buying leads from lead vendors. How long had you been doing that, as far as the buying of the leads?
Not long. I spent a lot of money, but I didn't do it long because once I started going through those leads,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like X here, X here, X here, X here, X here, X here. I was like, there's got to be a better way.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
You know,
mean,
it's one thing. I mean, being a life insurance agent, all of us know the struggle of, what we would call dial day, right? We
mhm.
know the struggle of, you know, getting on the phone, start dialing at 8 a.m., and dialing all the way till 8 p.m. and not getting people on the phone, getting hung up on, getting cussed out. Me, I was the type of guy, if I started dialing at 8, I was done by 8:30 because I didn't want, I was done.
I tell you, Dow is the pits. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it is. It is the mind killer. Is dial day, especially if you don't have that grit. Now, I applaud the folks that have that grit, to
Hmm.
do that. But I
Hmm.
was of the opinion, just like you are. Look, there's got to be a better way. you know, to do this thing. Had you tried anything other than lead vendors before you came to Arturo Johnson Consulting?
Well, other than just trying to generate it myself,
Mm-hmm.
um, I'm part of the Independent Agents Association of Georgia. So I was putting up a lot of memes on Instagram,
Mm.
Facebook, what's the other one? LinkedIn.
LinkedIn.
I was hitting all of them.
Okay.
And yeah, I mean, you can really do it, but if you don't really know
Yeah.
what you're doing, I mean, you can put in the time and the effort and the trial and error if you
Mm-hmm.
got that time. But if you're
Mm-hmm.
really trying to get it going, you need help.
Yeah, most definitely. And all of us have been in that situation. We want to do something, but we don't know. We're just trying to do the best that we can. So I don't fault anybody for that. I mean, one of the main things, even about social media, people think that they're just going to put up a post on social media and something's going to happen.
Yeah,
And those of us that have tried it understand that that doesn't happen that way.
it does not.
You know, you can put up a link to your website on Facebook or on LinkedIn or on any other social media platform. But what most people don't know, so you guys tune in and listen to what I'm about to say. What most people don't know is that when you put a link on social media, let's just talk about Facebook, but it works on all the other ones. You put a little image up or you put a link to your website, that actually diminishes the chances of that post being seen because Facebook does not want you taking people off of Facebook. And so I should have zoomed in on you right then on that expression. You know, because this is one of the things, you know, we're experts at this thing. And what people, you know, are beginning to understand more and more that the free things that are out there, like social media, which everyone has, there are some things that count against you if you're taking them off of the platform. It will actually diminish what people see. If Facebook will just, nope, we're not showing that as much because they're trying to take people off the platform. That's why paid advertising is the king of all kings, and Facebook is the king of all kings when it comes to advertising and when it comes to getting clients and when it comes to getting leads, because you're paying for those eyeballs to
Right.
see what it is that you're doing, regardless of where you're taking them. But look, I don't want to give away the whole program, but getting into this whole thing now, when you came to AJC, how long, let's just be real here, how long had you actually been watching those videos, seeing that ad from Arturo, watching videos from Arturo, watching videos from me? How long did that take for you to say, you know what, I'm going to just press the button?
I probably saw my first Arturo video around February, no, maybe March
Okay.
2021.
Okay.
And I saw it and I was impressed by what he had to say. And I checked it out and I talked to people, but I didn't pull the trigger then
Okay.
because I still felt like, well, I can figure this out myself.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm a smart guy. You know, I mean, this can't be that hard.
Come on now. Yeah.
Little did I know, because there are tricks to the trade, that the ins and out that you don't even know what you don't know yet.
Mm-hmm.
So I spent the rest of that time between then up until the fall, you know, doing my social media campaign, pushing my website. I mean, I made a beautiful website. I mean, I got all sorts of
Wait a
compliments
minute.
on it.
I'm going to give you a little jab. You made a beautiful website nobody was seeing.
I was getting maybe 8 to 10 visitors a week.
Woo,
And
man.
I even had a free quote engine up there.
Come on now.
Nobody was using the quote engine. Nobody was sending emails. Nobody set any appointments.
I'm laughing, but we all look.
Through this dynamite website that I put all this thought and energy into, and nobody cared.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, okay, learning lesson here. So
Yeah.
what else am I going to do? So, you know, I'm going back through Facebook doing my thing again, and then I saw Arturo's ad again, and I was like, okay, let me reach back out to these guys again and just make sure that there wasn't anything that I missed that I should check out again.
Yeah.
So once I checked it out again, I was ready to listen.
Okay.
And when I was ready to actually listen, I was like, okay, let me go ahead and take what these people are saying seriously and move with this. And I think it was a good decision.
Obviously, I mean, do you remember who you spoke to?
I don't remember exact names, but there's one person in March, and then there was a different person later in the year.
Okay.
Two different people.
What do you think it was about that second conversation? Like, what was said in that conversation that you said, you know what, this is the move I need to make?
Well, it really wasn't them selling me on anything. It
Mm-hmm.
was me selling myself on it. And I'm going to be transparent here.
Please.
The old saying, you get what you pay for.
Mm-hmm.
Arturo knows what he's talking about. And if you aren't ready to step up to that, you're probably going to flounder.
Mm-hmm.
But once you finally make up your mind that, okay, I see the value in this,
Mm-hmm.
because I never doubted what he was saying. I was just like, well, I can do this myself. I don't have to spend that money for him. Who
Mm-hmm.
is he? I can do it myself. And then
Yeah.
after I learned, I was like, you know what? Perhaps I need to listen to this guy.
There's this whole thing, especially about being an entrepreneur, and you've already said you're entrepreneurial minded, which you obviously are. There are things that we know, and
Hmm.
then there are things that we don't know.
No
that
idea.
that we believe that we can learn,
Or
but the
figure out.
learning, you're right, but the learning curve to do that is probably way beyond our scope of imagination of what it'll actually take to learn. We're experts at this. We do this every day, all day for one industry, the life insurance industry. That's it. That's why we know it inside and out. We don't do this for anyone and everyone. So when you look at the fact that you're a life insurance agent, you've been doing this off and on, since 99, but consistently since 2015, you know how to sell life insurance. You know how to do that. You don't know how to market a life insurance company. That's a whole nother skill set. That's a whole nother skill set. And it's one of the things that, I found fault with when I was an agent, because the cure to all of this when you talk to your upline is just buy more leads.
Yes.
Right? Just buy more leads.
It's a numbers game.
It's a numbers game. The numbers will always work out. That type of thing. But if that was the case, then that would have worked. Right?
Yeah.
If that was the case, and everyone that watches these broadcasts, they've been hearing the same things that you've been hearing as well. But now I think we're getting into a season and a time where people are saying that's BS, what you're saying. It is BS, and I'm going to find out what the truth is about this whole thing. So because people are getting angry, pretty much, because those of us in the life insurance industry, we were recruited. Yeah, there's no life insurance agent school, right? You can't go to
Right.
school. Every last one of us has been recruited, pretty much.
Yep.
I'd say 98%. So we were sold a bill of goods. We were sold on the dream, the vision, the money, which is all fine and good, because there's some great IMOs and agencies that are out there, and it's like, but the thing is, why are some people doing it so much better than everyone else? And when we start to understand, Cody Askins, I love that guy, great, and I follow him on YouTube. He has his channel's called 8% Nation. I don't know if you ever heard of him or not. He's
No, I
in
haven't.
he's in the life insurance industry. You should look him up. His name's Cody Askins.
Okay.
And the reason he calls his show or his program or his YouTube channel 8% Nation is because only 8% of life insurance agents make over six figures.
Mhm.
Only there's like 1.2, 1.5 million life insurance agents in the country. And there's a reason why only 8% are making it, because they're understanding some things and some concepts that others just aren't, with this. So, I mean, you struggled for a while. You watched us for 4 or 5 months. You came aboard in September, like mid-September?
Right.
When you came aboard in mid-September, now you're in the program, and you got to put this system together, which we help you do and guide you through all that. And so you were pretty much going within like a couple of weeks. You had it all
Right.
built and you were going in. So you've had your ads up and running since what?
Uh, Late, about a little more than halfway through through October.
October.
Yeah.
Okay. So basically maybe the past 2 weeks,
Right.
right? So now in the past 2 weeks, how many leads have you gotten in?
24.
24 leads.
Mm-hmm.
Now here's the kicker. Out of those 24, because see, we show you and we talk about having an automated predictable system, right?
Mm-hmm.
You put X in, you're going to get Y out. My algebra teacher will probably kill me for saying something like that. But
That's
you
not
know
quite
what,
algebra, but I get you.
you know what I mean. Yeah, that's not algebra at all. And I failed geometry. So, but 24 leads to come in.
Mm-hmm.
How many automatically booked on your calendar?
9, almost half of them.
Almost half
Mm-hmm.
have automated. So now you've made, like, I think you said one sale. You've got a
Mm-hmm.
bunch of follow-ups to do, but
Mm-hmm.
you're seeing the power
Mm-hmm.
of how this can work and how this can, has been able to be a paradigm shift basically on what it is that you're doing. What do you think has been the most impactful thing that you've learned from us in a very short period of time? What's been that thing that you were like, if I only knew that?
Actually, I could probably say 2.
Okay.
First is the power of Facebook itself
Mm-hmm.
in terms of reaching people. I mean, I don't know if it's still the highest. It's still number one social media
It's the
platform
number one ads platform. It
in
is the
terms of
number one.
numbers.
Yeah, it is the number
So
one ads
yeah,
platform too.
people say if you want to make money, you got to go where the people are,
Exactly.
and Facebook is where the people are, and you don't really realize the potential until you actually get into
Yeah,
learning how to use it.
exactly.
So now I can appreciate it so much more because so much stuff revolves around Facebook for a reason.
Yes.
It's integrated into everything, and if you're not taking advantage of it, you are really missing out.
Yeah.
It's no other way to put it.
Yeah.
Second,
Oh, I'm sorry. Go
yeah,
ahead. Go ahead.
I was about to say the second thing I've learned is having an A to Z automated system to where you can just focus on doing you instead of worrying about the platform.
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, in the old days, I mean, you would have to call people all day or hire somebody to call for you. You'd have to run the appointments. Then you'd have to worry about CRM following up, remembering birthdays, fielding lapse policies, all that stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all this stuff. But if you can at least get the system going
Right.
on autopilot to where, okay, now I just have to look for people to call, it makes life so much simpler.
Yeah.
And when they're calling for you, they're your people and not somebody else's.
Yeah.
Man, it makes all the difference in the world.
It is a big difference. It's a very big difference. I mean, when you talk about Facebook and the power of Facebook, most people on the planet are on Facebook more than any other platform. That's hands down. But the thing that people don't understand is that Facebook knows who you are on a very deep level because we give them every bit of data that they need. From the post that you click and like on,
How long you watch it?
how long you watch it, the
Yeah.
videos you watch on that platform, the TV shows you're talking about, the food you're talking about, because everybody wants to snap those lunch pictures at the restaurant and the dinner pictures at the restaurant. Everybody wants, hey, this is the club I'm at, this is the music I listen to. There's so much data that Facebook has on all of us, and it is why the ads that you see, And I'm not just pointing at you, Nate. I'm pointing at everybody. The
Right, right.
ads that you see, I don't see.
Yep.
It's a total different. My experience on Facebook is customized to me.
Mm-hmm.
Your experience on Facebook is customized to you. This is deep. This is what do you call it? Big brother level stuff.
Man, this is super big brother.
It's super big brother stuff. For doing things like this, and this is why, as a life insurance agent, being able to reach those people that are in a right now mode of wondering about life insurance is so vital.
It is.
Because they're right there on Facebook. And the other thing is, if you do not understand Facebook ads and marketing at the level that we do at AJC, you will waste money every day.
And I have ran ads before on Facebook.
Okay.
And yeah, you will pour money into it and wonder why your returns aren't what you're wanting.
Yeah.
And you were so right when you said that marketing is a whole different discipline.
Whole different.
Especially digital on social media.
Mm-hmm.
You can spend years trying to learn that stuff. Yeah. And you trying to live at the same time.
Exactly. I want to tell this story too, because this is how deep this gets. A good friend of mine, he is a Amazon reviewer. He does interviews with a lot of the biggest stars and movies, stuff like that. He watched over the weekend one of the Marvel movies. Okay. He watched that over the weekend, and he reviewed the movie. Now, he's a top Amazon reviewer. I'm talking about people that write the reviews. He's been doing this for 17 years. Out of 10,000, he is number 124.
Wow.
Okay, so he's at the level where he gets free stuff every day, just coming in from Amazon, because people want him to review it. And I'm not talking about cheap stuff. I'm talking about stuff that everybody would want. So he reviewed one of the Marvel comic movies that he watched over the weekend. This brother, and he is a brother, gets an email from Marvel, the Marvel representative at Amazon, saying, we want to send you all this stuff to review so that your audience can be exposed to it. Now, the reason I tell that story is that's who is watching, who's watching what? Who is sitting out there watching the actions that we're taking? It is all these big digital media companies like Facebook, and we're talking about Amazon right now, but these things are real. And the actions that people take when people are out there on Facebook posting condolences, they're out there posting pictures from funerals that they went to, and all this stuff means something. Mm-hmm. Have you ever been, in anyone that's watching, if you've ever been having a conversation on the phone, and then all of a sudden you start seeing, if you were talking about lipstick, now you're seeing lipstick pop up in your feed.
Man.
I mean, you start to wonder what's going on. And this is what we want to allow you as a life insurance agent to be able to tap into, which is so vitally important, that you're tapping into the conversations that people are having now. Right now. That's why this is so key. I don't know why I got on a soapbox today, but
you're telling the truth, though. It's crucial.
But Nate, you watched us for from April all the way to September. With that, you probably you watched a couple testimonial videos too, didn't you?
I watched a number of them.
Yeah. So now you're one of the testimonial videos that are here, right? That's going to be on the channel. And we love bringing you guys on to talk about your experience. But what would you say to that person that has been watching for the last 3 weeks about pulling the trigger on this thing? What would your advice be to that person to pull the trigger and move forward?
My advice is that if you're really going to operate as a business, then you need to consider this decision as such, because you are investing in a platform to pay off in the future. It's not somebody's PDF, not somebody's quick post. I mean, it's a full system with once I got into it and I started learning and I started seeing all the people behind it and all the support and all the information.
Mm.
So yeah, you look at it as a business. Look at it as a business. Think about your investment, return of investment, all of that.
Mm-hmm.
And once you start to do that, I would say that don't try to do everything yourself. You got to hire professionals who know their lane so that you can be in your lane. And that's how running a business really ought to work. And if you're ready to do that, then I can highly recommend checking out Arturo Johnson Consulting, because once I got into it, I was blown away. I was like, all this was here, and I did all this waiting. Should have done this earlier.
Man, well, Nate, we all definitely appreciate hearing your story and about your experience. And I just want to thank you for your time that you came on just to have this real conversation with us about your personal experience in your life insurance business, your journey, and also what's been happening since you just recently joined our program here at Arturo Johnson Consulting. So, my friend, thank you so much. I definitely appreciate you.
Definitely welcome. Thanks for having me.
All right. And I definitely appreciate you, the audience that is tuned in. There's going to be some links around here. You can go ahead and click that link, schedule an appointment to speak with us. It's not a hard conversation. Go ahead, book that appointment to see if this is something that's going to fit in with you. Now, I can tell you this, we don't accept everybody, and this isn't for everybody, and we know that. But you have to make that decision and determination for yourself, just like Nate did. But we're here for you. And until next time, my name's Earl Hall, and I'll see you on the next broadcast. You take care.